If I had $1 million to invest in the stock market, this is what I would do. And look at the question. If you had $1 million to invest in the stock market, well, I don't want to hear any shit about, well, why didn't you buy a duplex or a quadplex or a 15-plex apartment building to rent it out for income, idiot? This is stock market specific. And remember, you're watching me. I'm not watching you. This is what I would do. So if you watch this video and you go, woo, 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 I wouldn't do that, then don't do it. Better yet, stitch this video and tell me how you would invest $1 million in the stock market. Now, if I wanted a hands-off approach, I would invest that $1 million in these 4 investments. $250,000 in an S&P 500 index fund, $250,000 in a US dividend fund, $250,000 in a tech-heavy index fund, and $250,000 in JEPI, which sells covered calls to generate monthly income. But that's the hands-off approach. Since I'm a much more involved investor and I would spend more time managing my portfolio, this is what I would do. Most financial advisors recommend that you would need $50,000 per year to live off of when you're retired. So I'm 38. That means if I wanted to retire when I was 58, I would need $2.1 million. But if I put $400,000 into SPLG, in that time I would have $2.6 million. So just on that alone, I would be set. And if I let that $400,000 roll for another 10 years, I would have almost $6.9 million by the time I was 68. And this is what it looks like. But what about right now, when I need income? I would put $300,000 into JEPI, the JP Morgan Covered Call ETF. With that, I would purchase around 5,400 shares, and I would earn roughly $30,000 per year from their dividend. Now, I could use that dividend to buy more shares, or I could live off of it, my choice. Finally, I would put $100,000 into Altria stock that has an almost 9% dividend. And that would make me about $8,900 per year, which again, I could reinvest or I could live off of. Finally, the last thing I would do is I would put $100,000 into a high yield savings account. Now, I know a high yield savings account is not the stock market, but I want to have at least $100,000 sitting in a high yield savings account that I can use to deploy into the stock market at any time that I see fit. Now, because I'm a hands-on investor and I like to be involved, I expect that some of these investments will change over time. But if I really didn't want to be involved, then I would just buy those 4 ETFs that we talked about in the beginning. I'd set it, I'd forget it, and that would be that. Thanks for watching.